Welcome to Horror Flicks and Music Mix. We are your hosts. I'm Dustin.
And I'm Kevin. On this podcast, we discuss horror films, the scores, and the people behind the movies.
If this is your first time listening to the podcast, thank you. Our goal with this podcast is to fully analyze a variety of horror films as well as give our unfiltered opinions on said films, like the last one of 2025 that we're going to talk about together. We're going to talk
Michael
about it
Shank.
together.
Yeah, it's right, together. And that's the thing when we were going over the 2025 list, there were a ton of other films we could have discussed, and we could be going on, but it's like we still have to get back to our decades. We still have to get back to. There's so many movies that have already come out that we're probably going to have to discuss at some point. Everything from the Bone Temple to supposedly Primate was really good. I'll have to check that one out. I thought that just looked kind of silly, but I've heard good things. So
I did not like the trailer. I thought it looked dumb, and I went and saw it. And I was like, "That was awesome."
Yeah, well, good. There you go.
I mean, I liked it.
Well, I'm willing to check it out then too. And I know there's a Mother of Flies from Shudder release, which I've heard really good things about. So to check these new ones out. But we'll be taking our time machine back to 2010 here soon. So this will be our final 2025 episode. But we're going to talk about Together. I didn't put anything for how we came across it because who didn't? I think I saw the trailer like 20 times before I saw the film. How about you?
Yeah, saw the trailer and saw it at the theater. This
Mm-hmm.
was one that I was like waiting for. I was
Yeah.
waiting for this one to come out last year. And yep, saw it. I don't know, obviously probably opening weekend probably.
Mhm.
Uh and yeah. And then I didn't watch it again until just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I finally was able to watch it thanks to you, for my lovely gift there. I was able to watch it, and now I have a copy of it, and I got to watch some behind the scenes. So I actually learned a few things that I can bring into our analysis tonight, especially with some of the there was a lot more connection than I thought. So the second time I appreciated it a little bit more. There's really only one thing that brings it down for me. Everything else is excellent about it, and I'll talk about that as we go through. But yeah, you want to do the spoiler-free short summary for us before we get into this? Make sure to go check this out on Hulu or obviously buy it.
See, I was wondering because I have the Blu-ray. I don't have a Blu-ray player in here, so I was like,
Mm,
and I don't have Hulu, so I could. So I am not watching it on the TV, but that's fine.
yeah,
Spoiler-free short summary, and apologies if I sound a little.
me too. Yeah, we're both
We
still
both.
that.
I just had COVID again last week.
You had
Yes, it's
COVID.
still a thing.
You had COVID. I had a sinus infection. It's that time. Everybody's sick around me and around us. So it's the time of year.
We were sick together, but apart.
Together. Yeah.
But apart. Okay. Years into their relationship, Tim and Millie find themselves at a crossroads as they move to the country, abandoning all that is familiar in their lives except for each other. With high tensions already, shit starts to get really weird for the couple, forcing them to work through these weird times slash problems together.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, we got for trigger warnings some pretty good looking body horror, some eyeball stuff. Yeah, panic attacks and mental health, relationship problems, and some stuff that really hits on the nose for either toxic relationships or um, toxicity in general with people who spend way too much time together and aren't compatible. Um, I think the second time watching is when I noticed more and more of what they were truly saying, and just I have some thoughts as we get into the analysis here. So with that, let's get into it. We start off with some doggos. The film opens to a very silent, misty forest, and we have these dogs just roaming around the forest, and they discover this big open hole in a cave, and they decide to go down into the cave, and there's some water down there. They start drinking out of it, And it's interesting that the scene, like, we get this really weird, like, ominous woo ambient sound. So obviously something's up with the water.
Something's up
Does it?
with that water, yeah.
Yeah, it looks a little odd. It's something I wouldn't drink out of. It
No,
looks
no.
suspicious.
Cave water, no.
Cave water, nope. And not to mention
No.
all the bat shit and stuff that would be in it
Iguana,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Just yeah, cave water, no.
Nope, nope. Later, as they find the dogs and they bring them back home, this is random family we never see or hear from again. The owner finds he brings the dogs to their kennels at night and he locks them up and off he goes. In the middle of the night, they start hearing this weird, like barking and like just weird sounds that dogs shouldn't be making. Some very not doggo like. I don't know how to describe it. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
And as the guy goes out to check on the dogs, well, they have been fused together and it just goes shoot right to the credits. I don't know. I find that part, the way it does it is so perfect.
Yeah.
The dog beast
'Cause
thing looks creepy because one of them's eating the other one, essentially like mouth completely over, while the other one's just only has one eye. It's like, whoo, it's like the thing all over again.
Yep, I was
But
gonna
what?
say it's like the thing.
But how is that start for you? It just gets right into it, like
Yeah, I
water.
like
And so no a beast.
yeah, and I like how, like, it's a lot of, like, tension build up, and then it shows the dog for, like, 3 seconds, and then it cuts. I like
Mhm.
how yeah.
Yeah,
It
and it
and
just
and it does remind you of the thing, and
oh
but,
yeah.
yeah, it's like, "What the fuck?" Like, already you're like, "What?"
Ooh,
So
yeah. Well, Tim and Millie are our main characters. Tim by Dave Franco and Millie by Allison Brie, actually a married couple. So that's always a fun little thing for it. They attend a farewell party because they're moving from the city to the countryside. Um, Obviously, Millie and Tim, it seems like they have different paths they want to go on. Millie is a teacher, yay teachers, and Tim is an aspiring musician that seems to be on some hard times, recording self-released demo EPs, and yeah, it just
Yeah.
seems like not going where he wants to go because
Uh,
I found this interesting, and this is the second time watching it. I started to appreciate it more for the little things. So as this farewell party is going on, Tim is in his room and there's packing up his stuff and he's looking at pictures. It's interesting. He sees pictures of him and his girlfriend, Millie. He just puts them aside and he stares much longer at the picture of him by himself with his parents. And it kind of shows like
hmm.
he's not willing to make this big leap into the move, but so he's very, you know, ambivalent about it. I found that really interesting. Millie is coming in and saying like, "Hey, let's come back out to the party," and her friend is talking about her about this new teaching job she's got, and as she's basically having her praises song about being, this new job and this new area for them. Tim's outside with the bros, and they're talking about, yeah, man, he's releasing self DAP. You should be on a label, brother. Yeah,
Yeah, we're on a label. We got a tour coming up. It's
it's
like,
like, yeah, you're
fuck, I
my
wish.
sister made you into and it's not cool anymore. It's like, man, those guys suck. It's like I wouldn't remotely want to go out of my way to be their guitarist. They're just douchebags, but
So-
their music probably sucks anyway. So anyway, and so it's just funny that we get Millie getting all this praise about how she's, moving into this new career and this new life, and Tim's being told by his friends like, yeah, why don't you stay here, you should be part of our band. They're like, well, yeah, I won't, I'm not that far, I'll join you guys for the tour. And they're like, oh sweet. Like, yeah, fuck. And then they start joking about marriage and he's like, nah, we're not doing that. Well, Millie and Tim are giving a little speech to everybody. And it's like, yeah, we're not gonna be that far. And as he's
Oh
doing, this
man.
is the biggest oof I've seen in the movies this year.
It's
Like,
yeah, because it's like, ooh.
this is the most audible. I just remember the first time I saw it, like, ooh, it's just
And then like the clap at like
oh god. This is yeah, this
terrible.
so Tim's giving this speech still, and as he's giving the speech, Millie's behind him and gets to one knee. And everyone starts going, ooh, and he's like, guys, seriously, like, we're not going to be that far. Then he turns around and Millie's like, hey, Tim. And he freezes and she's like, I want to spend the rest of my life with me. She doesn't have a ring, but she's doing like the proposal thing.
Yeah.
And he's like,
He's like, what?
are you serious? I'm like, oh, I just,
God.
oh, that hurt.
He is dumb. He is definitely on the dumb side
Yeah.
in this. It's like, what are you doing, dude?
Oh, yeah, you can tell the relationship has not evolved. Millie wants to move forward into more of a commitment, and Tim is obviously not ready to be tied down as a quote unquote free spirited musician. And the party's full of Gen X hipsters, so they're all just probably like, oh my God, I'm going to post this to my TikTok later.
Gosh.
Yeah, like the fact that he said, are you joking? I was like, oh shit. And of course, there's a few other things too. One, he probably felt emasculated because it's the gender norm of the man proposing, so that was a big thing. Two, he was put on the spot, and it's just there's so many other things, but
But
really,
and
like,
it's also she didn't even like actually have a ring either. So it's like what the whole
yeah,
thing
the whole
was
thing
just
is
like
just
what shouldn't
awkward.
even on her side, I don't know.
I wouldn't, yeah,
Both sides, the whole thing. It's like what why are we doing
yeah,
oh man.
boy, I don't know. The
I
way
don't
I
know.
proposed was much different compared to that. I don't think I would have
Same.
done it in that way at all. Anyway, that night,
Yeah. I did
obviously things
yeah.
are very awkward for them. They're both in bed now. She's like questioning his commitment and she's like, well, he was like, he says, it's a little late now. I'm like, God, dude, he's digging himself a hole. And it's just crazy how patient she is with him because that would have been like a big, nah, that's no, we're done. And then she's like, well, maybe some sexy time. And he's like, nah, too much whiskey. That becomes a theme where he's just at every turn
I,
showing that he is not compatible with her at all.
I don't
And
think there's been any point where I drank too much
yeah, that's
to have
mhm.
sexy time.
Yeah,
Like
no,
I
that
don't
is
know.
not a mm, it's
You
seems to be something an issue on his end, but either way.
yeah, he's
But
just
now we
like
get the first this is probably the one thing that scared me the most out of the whole film. As they're sleeping, he's like semi awake and she starts talking to him and it's like, you know, why won't you be with me? Why don't you want to move forward with me? And he like wakes up and sees across the room another bed with a man lying there dead and a woman who's got like this creeped out face just like stuck and he's freaking out so he pulls the covers and of course right underneath the covers is that creepy ass face. I was like, oh, and it's like, man, that and Weapons did the same thing and I got scared both times.
that part is awesome.
that one
Like
that
that
one
whole
got
that
me.
dream section. Yeah, it because like he tries to talk to her or something, and then she's like, "Can you please tell him to leave?" And he's like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then he looks across and you see them at yeah, it's like the double bed from fucking what Willy Wonka.
Oh, yep.
But yeah, that
Golly.
it's scary,
Yeah,
and that's another thing. It's like, oh, that's actually like actually scary,
mhm.
and you're also like, what the fuck? But you figure out what's up with that later on.
Yeah. No, there that there's some good scares, and that's definitely one of them. I was just like, oh, damn. So now they're packing, and I'm sorry, unpacking, they get to the house, and this that's one thing that's crazy. A teacher's salary and a musician who doesn't have a steady job, how in the hell do they afford that house? As a
I didn't
teacher, I
even
can
think
tell
about that.
you
I didn't even think about that.
as a teacher, I can tell you, I mean, unless they are in like Massachusetts, where the teacher pays the highest in the country.
Really?
I yeah, I've done my research, but like,
Huh.
but I don't. It's fine. It's a film. It's okay. But it's just like it would have made sense to do like a
It does
smaller cottage.
seem
It's a nice ass house.
like the New England area. I don't
Yeah,
know.
or maybe they said in the film that
Or is it?
it's like a family member's house that they lent or something. I can't. But either way, that was a little unrealistic. If it would have been like
Yeah.
a two
Let's
bedroom
see.
townhouse. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, back to it there. So it's interesting that they're unpacking, and there is still some spark, like, they kind of joke around with each other, but a lot of it they do like in near
Well,
silence.
they're in Australia. They filmed in Australia.
Oh, yeah, it
They
seems like everyone's filming in Australia because Bring Her Back is also in Australia, and it's the same composer, so there seems to be a lot of connections with that. But
Interesting.
either way,
Well, it doesn't say where it takes place.
yeah, I appreciate that it's kind of like vague, which that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, as they're getting into their new home, we start getting this rotten smell, and he's like, "Oh man," so she's like, "I can't smell anything. I gotta go pee." He's like, "Okay." So he goes upstairs, and there's in the light fixture, he starts noticing something, and ooh, this is nasty. He opens up the lights fixture, and just a bunch of rats, like dead, well, near dead
It's a
rat.
rat. It's called a rat king here.
Oh,
Uh,
Rat King.
yeah, that's literally what it's called.
Ugh.
It's a rat king is a collection of rats or mice whose tails are intertwined and bound together in some way.
Hmm.
They get entangled. So he pulls literally, yeah, he pulls one of these out of the ceiling of like the light fixture. And I was like, oh fuck, it's a rat king because somebody just told me about that
Oh,
like recently, and I was like, oh shit, that's yeah, I didn't realize that was an actual thing.
I thought they were just connected because of a certain water source, but there you go. That's an actual thing. So if you have a rat king in your house, burn it down. I'm kidding. Um, yeah, that's nasty. So obviously that's gross,
Ye-
and he has to try to get out of it. And we'll find out why that's important later.
Oh,
The woods
okay.
surround them completely, and they find there's no cell service, there's barely anyone around. They're completely isolated. So that yet again the theme of isolation, even though they're quote unquote together, they both seem very alone throughout all of this. Millie gets to school, thrives immediately. She meets one of the nasty teachers that we always I when she was at the first day of school meeting the new teachers, I was just like, God, that seems familiar. That's very much my experience. There's that one teacher that you didn't touch her stuff, you didn't talk to her, you didn't ask her for help. But then you have the one that's like very overly nice and is like, welcome, come on over. So this guy named Jamie is the principal and kind of talking about the school and how excited he that he is for her to be there. And he starts talking about stuff like, yeah, we really feel connected here. There's a whole sense of wholeness. And at the first time, I was like, oh, okay, it's cool. The second time, I'm like, oh, when we'll see why later.
And
As she's at school doing her best to teach some youngins, Tim is at home playing music and doing like a guitar lick. Sounds pretty good. I'll say he's got a Telecaster. It sounds nice. And as he's playing, Millie comes up in this living room. Is like, "Hey, come to bed with me." And he's like, "Nah, I gotta learn these songs." It's like, damn, dude, it's Allison Brie. Come on. As Millie as Millie thrives, Tim's having this tough
yeah.
ass time, learning the songs, writing music, and walking around. He's doing nothing, not belonging, while she's, at school doing what she can. And well, then they decide, you know what? Let's go for a fun hike. No idea where we're going, and trying to reconnect. But obviously, this will turn out bad. So before we get into that, how do you
She's
feel?
43.
I know,
Dang.
right? Yeah.
Dang. And he
So
is 40. Interesting.
mhm.
They don't look that old.
No, they don't, not at all.
What?
That's what Hollywood will do to you.
Yeah.
So before we get into when they get into the cave, what is your overall feeling about their relationship and the characters in general?
I think we already did or already had the part where he's wearing a King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard
Oh, of
shirt.
course. Oh, it's coming up, but yeah,
Or
yeah,
is it
yeah.
coming up? I gotta mention that. Yeah, I don't know. Like he kind of like the first time I was like, you know, I kind of felt like I could relate to this guy, but then like watching it again, I was like, no, this dude just sucks. And I don't know. It's the whole thing and the moving and the Rat King and all that. Like I thought that was pretty cool. Like you said, thinking that they were connected or
Yeah.
that merged. but that also could be a thing.
Mm.
Um, and then like the connection and the wholeness that the principal was talking about, I didn't catch that. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool too.
And at first it was just like, oh yeah, because that's they say that at
And then
our
you
school. We need to feel like a connected community, and
and then
it's
but
like,
then like knowing what all happens and what
yeah,
comes up.
there's a
Uh,
lot of hints.
it's kind of like a slow burn, but it's not like not really. It's a medium burn, I would say.
Yeah, well, because then
'Cause
you get
once it gets into it, it's like, "Oh, here we go."
because it adds in the body horror elements pretty early and throughout at a steady pace. So,
Which
mhm,
is yeah, the beginning of it's about to come up here with this next part.
mhm. So now,
The
well,
cave.
they're going for a walk and a storm hits and they're lost. So they decide, hey, let's find a place for shelter. And they find like this underground cavern and they climb down into it. And as they climb down, they see all these strange symbols of people merging together. And it's like this old abandoned like church monastery thing.
Yeah.
Millie's feeling uneasy about it, and Tim's uneasy, but they don't want to go back out up there, so they decide just to stay put. And Tim is very thirsty,
Yeah.
so he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll just drink from the cavern water," and offers some to Millie, who has some too. Uh-oh. And as they're so it's
Does she
interesting that
drink some too? Yeah, she has to.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm, mhm, yeah. So as they're in this cave, we start seeing that tension because they keep joking with each other. It's like, "Oh, you couldn't find North." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And she's like, "Well, at least I know what I'm doing." And you could just tell, like, a lot of these little jabs will keep coming out. Like, this is a toxic relationship. But we start getting, they start a little fire, and we start getting, stories from Tim. He's like, "I haven't told you this before," and he comes tells this whole story about when he was little his dad would come into his room and have this smell and he would keep constantly checking for it and he would clean his room and they found that in the light there was a there's a dead rat nesting there and every time he turned on the light it would cook him. Ooh. So
That's so gross.
I know it is he opens and then he talks about how that's connected to and we finally find out who those two people were in his dream. That was his dad and mother. And essentially when he was little, he went into his parents' bedroom and he had this smell and taste of death because his dad was lying in there decaying, and his mom was just so shocked that just
Just snapped, yeah.
snapped, just completely like left laying
So
in
that
bed shocked. So
yeah, so that scene earlier is basically just a flashback, and it's fucking terrifying,
yeah,
and ugh.
very, very terrifying. Yeah.
And yeah, he like compared it to like how he was living in the room and he could never notice the smell because he was just around it constantly,
Mhm.
and his dad would smell it, but then same thing with his mom not being able to smell the rotting of his dad because
Mhm.
she's just been in there the whole time with it,
Yeah.
and it's just like,
Yeah.
gross.
That's pretty deep. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, after that story, they decide to get some sleep in this cave. Great. In the middle of the night, we get this weird scene where he starts breathing and the cave is breathing with him. And this comes from the trailer where he turns over and Allison Bree's going. I was just like,
Yeah.
God, the sound design is excellent here because it you feel like you're breathing with the screen. It's like that part. Another body horror film in Videodrome, where he's breathing with the TV and it's going in and out. It's very similar. I know
Huh.
that was probably a call to Cronenberg since he's the master of body horror. Maybe I'm looking too deep into it, but that's what came out of it for me. Because yeah, God, that's a great movie. We should cover that. I know we will in like 10 years, but yeah. Anyway, the next morning, after waking in the cave, they notice they're stuck together and he's like, "Oh, it's because of mildew." It's like, no,
Yeah,
mildew doesn't.
they're just like part of their leg is stuck
Yeah,
together.
it's like mildew doesn't do that, brother. Yeah.
No.
So they're trying to pull away, and it's like, what's going on? They just pull, and it goes, you just hear that rip, and you see like the skin that's broken at the top there. And they get back home, and they're obviously just
Oh,
exhausted because sleeping in a cave's not that great.
no.
And as they're home, and he's like in the kitchen hanging out, she's just getting out of a shower, and she's like, "Hey, can you give me a back massage, please?" And this is where he's wearing the King Gizzard Lizard Wizard shirt. So he's
Okay,
like,
yeah.
I saw it and I was like, hey, and I typed it in. I'm like, I bet Dustin like in the theater was like, dude.
Actually, Danae, or was it Danae? I think it was Danae. Danae was with us, and she pointed it out.
Oh,
I was like, "What?" Because it was like me, Addie, and yeah, I think it was the three of us.
there you go. Well,
Yep.
perfect. Yeah, so that's cool. And as he's giving her a massage, he gets really into it. But what happens is that his hand, oh, I don't know what that was.
Jesus.
I know. As someone who's listening,
For you listeners, I kept bothering Kevin last year until
mm,
he finally, because he said he was going to listen to every album,
I did.
and he did it. I was like,
I did. Every one. There were
every
some that were just like, gosh, that was something. And then there were some that were like, that was incredible. So I when I revisit them, I know which ones I want to listen to again and which ones I'll probably just be like, I'll just kind of skim through.
that happens, but then also there's some times you go back and you're like, why do I like this now? And then you
Mhm.
didn't before.
Yeah.
For
No,
those who
there's
don't know, my wife and I are huge King Gizzard fans, and we're going to see. We'll see you at Field of Vision
oh.
this year. Field of Vision 2 for all the King Gizzard fans. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about. Come find me.
sweet. Well, there you go. Give him a free shirt if you see or a sticker. I don't know, something.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so he gets his hand on her back and she's like, ow, that really hurt. Like, and he's like, oh, sorry, I don't know. Like, obviously he's out of it and he just
Well,
doesn't know what's going
cause
on.
yeah, cause like he starts like slow mo fucking and
Yeah.
just like getting real into it.
Yeah. Nope. If you're,
Like it looks painful. It's like, what are you doing?
it looks like that hurt. Yeah. So, as now she's going to leave to go into town, and Tim's taking a shower finally. And this is we get this scene where we see the dependency because she's driving off and he's in the shower and he starts literally falling in her direction and like bashing his head into the tile as he's trying to follow her and like his face getting all bloodied up and then he
Yeah, like the car will turn left and he'll go
and
to
we
the
get a lot
left.
of Franco butt in this one, so lots of
Yeah.
Franco butt. And then he wakes up after this for like a few minutes and he's freaking out because like, what the hell just happened? And he goes straight to the doctor, and it's probably that day or the next day, and trying to explain what happened. And the doctor's like, just sounds like you're very, very anxious. So he gives him a muscle relaxant, which is supposed to help him relax, which I wonder if that'll come into play later. Also
It's
mentioned,
actually funny.
yeah,
When they're just like, "Get it." With
yeah,
the
yeah.
mus
Oh, damn.
Oh god.
And also while he's at the doctor's office, the doctor's like, "Hey, have you heard about that? There's a missing couple out up there that where you guys are living now." And he's like, "Oh." So when he gets back, he starts looking up and researching this missing couple and, seeing that their last post was like, "We made the plunge." And ironic that they said made the plunge. Huh? Cuz where do they plunge into?
Interesting.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. So
Yeah.
I just all these little hints, and I was like,
Huh.
man, I didn't see all these little foreshadowings.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So all of a sudden, they're at home, and she's like, man, you're acting weird. He's like, yeah, I know, I don't know, and he's asking her like, hey, babe,
I hear you.
can you drive me to the city? And she's like, no, but I'll drive you to the train station. It's like just shows yet again how dependent he is because he doesn't have a driver's license, doesn't really have a job. It's like, ooh,
That's the not having a job is one thing. Not having a driver's license, what are you doing?
yeah. I mean, it's in the
Unless if
city.
you
I
live
get
in
it.
unless if you live in New York City or some shit. I don't know.
I mean, it's in a city where everything imaginable could just be a bus ride or a train ride away. I get that, but still, it's like I don't know. Maybe it's for us Midwesterners. It's a
I don't know.
major
I
difference.
guess I know. Yeah, but I know somebody who's never really had a license,
Mhm.
but I'm just like, how'd you? I don't know. Just always took the bus.
Yeah, I
Or
need
just
that
like
freedom
what?
to
I don't
drive.
know. Yeah,
If
I don't
I
know.
always need that freedom to drive, I couldn't do it. I just no.
But like, if you're like someone in a relationship, what do you think they're supposed to be in this? In their 30s, 20s, late 20s,
I think actually in their early 30s.
early 30s?
30s-ish. Yeah.
If you, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like what? He has nothing besides he's got a King Gizzard shirt and he can
Yeah,
play guitar. That's about the only things he has going for him.
yeah.
It's like, come
Oh
on.
boy.
Sorry, I
Well,
just went on a
no, I
fucking
get you. I get
rant
you.
about this guy.
So they're
Gosh.
they're talking about that, and they're also talking about the missing couple, and they're like, "Oh, this is really weird. Like they lived around here, huh? And they're missing." And all of a sudden, they hear a bang on the door, and it's Well, not bang. It's not Mr. McCabe. It's Jamie from school, the principal. He's like, "Hey, I live right nearby," and it's like, I have some red wine." They're like, "Oh, come on in."
Oh, Tim
And
will drink anything.
Tim will drink any, yeah, and he's like, "Oh, great."
It's like Jesus.
As they're coming in, Tim's telling about, yeah, when we were down in this cave, there was a chapel, and Jamie's like, yeah, it was this New Age hippie group that lived there, and there
Yes,
was a church there for a long
hippy dippy
time,
stuff.
hippie dippy
And
stuff.
you're like, all right, huh?
Mm. And then we get the most awkward. I don't know if you ever sat through a couple fighting amongst a group of people. It is the most awkward thing. I can never think of anything more awkward in my life than when I've sat down with like a group of people and there's like a couple arguing, and it's, oh, like when you see this in movies it hurts, but when you realize, like, oh, it just, you feel like, and I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we see these, they're opening up about their insecurities right away. So she's like, yeah, she doesn't know how to cook, so I cook for her. And he's like, yeah, well, you don't know how to drive. It's like, oh God, that's and you can
He's
tell
like,
Jamie,
yeah, he's like, I'm trapped here as your personal cook or something. I don't
like,
remember.
yeah, you're trapped, huh? It's like, oh, damn. Yeah, there's some, like, Jamie's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna head home." You can tell how awkward it is. And as soon as he closes the door, it's, yeah, I guess they're smooching, and they're like, and we get the title poster, one of the title posters, their lips getting
They're
stuck together,
smooching.
like,
Yeah.
"Mwah." It's like, ah. She's like, "The hell are you doing?" He's like, "I don't know. I can't
Yeah.
stop
He's like,
thinking
would you
about
bite
you."
me?
He's like, "I'm freaking out. My body's doing something weird. My brain's acting weird. I don't know." And she's like, "You know what? If you don't want to fuck me, just say so." It's like, "Oh, okay. Damn."
Yeah.
And
Like, Jesus.
yeah, she just let it out.
First
Like,
off,
first off, damn it,
why would you
Franco.
not?
Damn it, Franco. As there's,
Sorry.
well,
But
as we
gosh.
get my least favorite scene, because I don't know, this grosses me out to no end. I just, ugh. As they're sleeping that night,
Oh.
you hear Millie go, "Can
eh,
you get off my
uh,
hair?"
uh,
And she turns on the light, and she turns around, and it's Tim eating her hair in like a
but it's
full,
like,
yeah,
it,
like a full glob of her hair, and it's Junji Ito. It's very Junji Ito for our manga fans out there, that like the Uzumaki guy. He loves weird shit like that, so that's right up his alley. He probably would have been like, "Oh, that's my idea." Um, it's gross as hell because they're like trying to get him to get out. He's going, "Ah," it's like the
oh,
tapeworm from the Ugly Stepsister all over again, but this time it's a full
oh
head of
God.
hair.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
and they
and
don't.
that's the thing with why I rated this movie so high, because it is like, oh God, like it actually made you. There's good parts to it, and it makes you
Mhm.
squirm, and it's like, yeah, he's eating hair, and you're like,
Oh,
why? And they're
yeah,
just
he.
pulling it out, and you're like, no,
Oh,
gosh,
that was that was gross. That was gross as hell. And it's like the next morning, like no one says anything. It is just silence. And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna take you to the train station now to go on tour. He brings his guitar and his little amp, and off he goes and drops him off. And as he's there, he starts hyperventilating and having like an
panic attack.
anxiety, a panic attack.
I did share this clip on the podcast
Oh,
Facebook, I think.
mhm,
Maybe it was Instagram too, but I was like, oh, isn't it? Yeah,
there you go. Yeah. Pretty interesting.
panic
As
attack.
they are, yeah. So she's at school doing her thing, teaching them kids, doing what the best do. And she's at recess with the kids outside. And she sees Tim, like, what, it's like he walked all the way from the train station to the school. I don't know, that must have been a few miles. And she's like,
She's
"Tim,
like,
what the
oh
hell are you
God,
doing?"
yeah.
He's like, "I need to see you." And they go into, now this is the part that I would have been like,
Well, he's like kind of stumbling around and
yeah.
stuff, and you're like, what the
And she
heck?
like is able to somehow like slowly hide him and to run into the boys' bathroom. There's a bathroom outside. That's weird. I've never seen that at a school before. But either way, it's fine. Whatever. Um, he starts dreaming about being away
Yeah.
from her. He's like, gosh,
Yeah.
I can't stop thinking about you. I need to be with you. And then, well, they go to the boys' bathroom and they get it on, and
In
it
the
is
stall. And
in the
like the whole time you're just like, what are you doing?
so
Stop.
awkward because it's
This is
during
not
recess,
it's not the place.
not the
No.
place nor the
Don't
time,
don't do it.
but
Yeah, you're just like, no, what's gonna happen?
they have a good old time, hoping it might reset things, and instead,
It
after
resets things.
it is finished, they cannot spread apart. And
You cannot separate this the board. Oh god.
what's worse is they're going at it, and a little kid comes in, uses the restroom, and he sees their feet, and he's like, "Go!" and he runs out. It's like, oh god. And so later, as they finally are able to separate, we hear like skin tearing, and it's like, oh, they don't show anything, but you can just
No,
imagine.
they did. They do
Oh,
for a second when they're
oh,
trying to
yeah.
when they're trying to, and it like you could looks down and it's like stretching the
Oh,
wiener.
yep.
And
Okay,
you're just
you're
like
right.
no.
Yep, you did. I did see it very brief. I remember now. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
it's
a
split
couple
second.
seconds, but you're still just like, oh
Oh,
my god,
oh. And yeah, so
no.
you hear that, and then Jamie, the principal, comes in with the boy, and they like just in time. Tim is able to hop up on the toilet so he can't see his feet. And they're like, Millie, you doing okay in there? And she comes out, she's like, yeah, sorry, I just had some lady problems. And he's like, oh, uh, okay, well, do your thing, come back out when you're ready. And as he walks away, he sees Tim's feet slowly come down the toilet, and he like does like a smirk. So it's like interesting how he.
Huh.
So we're at this part now. We've had hair, we've had weird sex, and where are you at with this at this moment?
I think those are the two scenes that stick out. Those are the two that I wrote down because the hair is gross.
Yeah.
The sex part, that whole
Woo!
scene, you're just like,
Just
stop,
seeing and hearing
no.
the skin just go, I'm like,
It, it's like, well, while they're doing it, you're just like, oh my god, no, like what's gonna happen? Because yeah, she's at work, at
yeah,
school,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden, okay, the kid shows up, and then all of a sudden he can't pull out, and you're just like, no,
oh,
this is the worst. Like they go that far, they went that far, and it's
well, it's part of a toxic relationship. Sometimes, sex is used to bring people together, but yet it just I was gonna say exacerbates because exacerbates the problem. Okay, I'm done with
It's
that. Sorry.
bad. Yeah,
Bad
that
joke.
whole no,
As they
those whole parts are yes.
Yeah, it is good.
This is where it's all great. Great movie, even if it's Dave Franco or not. Like I don't really
I'll get to that.
I
That's my
saw
one
that you
gripe.
wrote that like he's okay to
Mhm.
me.
Yeah,
It's too much like his brother. That's all I could see.
yeah, yeah, that's true. Anyway, listen. As they go back home, obviously Millie's like, dude, the hell was that all about? And he's like, what you did was reckless. They start going back and forth, and it's like, you know what? Maybe you should just go back. And basically he's saying that, I left my whole life for you. He's like, and she's like, what life? What life did you have? He's like, you can leave then, go back. And he's like, I can't leave. I literally physically cannot. And she's like, well, I'm tired of being your mother, living with something that is dead. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
And she's like done with it. So she goes over to talk to Jamie, and he's just wandering around, like not knowing what to do, like a little lost puppy dog. And this is where the second time watching this, I did a little research. So Jamie's talking about like he comes to Millie. Millie's coming, is like, yeah, sorry, I don't know, just I need just to be able to talk with somebody. I'm having some issues. And he's like, oh, and then he's like, Greek mythology. And he starts giving a story that is actually told in Plato's Symposium, which is a philosophical dialogue with a guy some of you might know as Socrates. And they basically like just go through different stories of like how to live a good life, how to be a good person, and question those things. And this one delves into the early form of human that used to be four arms, four legs with two heads, like beings. And they lived in an area, I think it would have been Tartarus, I assume, which is basically like Greek hell. And Zeus split them apart So now they would be, two separate people. And in Plato's Symposium, they're talking about that most of your life is trying to find your other half, like in a person, and then you're trying to meld back together again as to one into one person and your other person. So Jamie talks about how this was important for him because he, misses his husband, and how he still has his ring on his finger, and so how they used to be really close, and that he wanted to get away from the relationship at some point, but he couldn't not be with him, so he wanted to bring them back together. It's like, interesting. And Jamie reveals like some scars that he has, and proof that, well, there's something weird about it. Like, it's interesting. He's got these weird scars, very similar to the scars of Millie and Tim when they were getting connected to each other. So I wonder how that's going to play out. We'll find out. That night, Tim is
Hmm.
looking through the messages of his bandmates, asking him like why he bailed on them for the tour. Oh man, I couldn't imagine you have a full tour and your guitarist just doesn't show up. It's like, oh golly. He goes on his normal, seeing if Millie's
That'd be
going to.
terrible.
That would be, yeah. Especially like it's one thing if it's like a show, but like a whole tour. Ooh. He goes on his normal. He looks at the message and just doesn't even say anything. He's just like, he just asks Millie, "Hey, are you in bed? Going to bed?" No, doesn't hear anything. So he just starts surfing the web. He goes back to the missing couple and he notices something. They were last seen at that spot where the underground cavern was. Then boom, Millie's at the door. And she's not just at the door, she is floating at the door, doing this weird shaking that you see in the
And
trailer. She's like
yeah,
shaking at the door, and he's like also levitating and moving towards her, and she's like moving her head into this glass thing. It's really creepy. It's some Silent Hill stuff, good stuff. And well, they both fall down and they both wake up like, the hell was that? So the next day, next morning, they're both at the table talking about like the change that's happening. They're both like, yeah, something's like,
something
basically,
weird's happening.
yeah, like, Millie,
Well, at least
something
both of them.
weird. And now Millie's starting to realize, yeah, something is weird.
Yeah.
Something is bizarre. So they decide that to figure this out, they're going to sleep in separate bedrooms that following night, and just go from there. And he starts taking his muscle relaxant to hopefully help out. And he will leave that pill bottle right in the middle of the hallway. I wonder if that'll be important here in a bit.
Yeah.
Um, so they're sleeping in separate rooms, but in the middle of the night, they both start crawling to their, like, it's almost like they're sleepwalking. They both walk to their door and open the door, and they both find out what's going on. So they start slowly, like something is drawing them like a magnet to each other, and they're scraping across the floor, and they're just
Yeah, and
slowly.
she's like rolling, and then they're
Mhm.
they're like making weird movements.
Yeah, it's very,
It's like
and we
their
get some
hands are just trying to get to each other.
we get some really creepy music going on in the back too, with these weird, it's almost like the music, like some of the notes are being played like backwards. So instead of brrr, it's like brrr. And so it's very unique. And of course, as they're zooming towards each other, they're like, their arms start connecting, and they're like, oh wait, and they start trying to reach for the muscle relaxant, and so they literally start taking every muscle relaxant pill, and it kind of stops it for a bit, and they are able to, well, for now, just only be stuck by the arm. And then they wake up, and they're now in the kitchen, and Millie is on top of him when they have their arms stuck together, and like, okay, we need to figure out how to get this off. And at the beginning of the movie, and yet again, a little funny thing here. They showed a that like, it was like a, what kind of saw, was it, a handsaw? What was that
It's
kind of
a
saw?
it's a sawzall.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah, it's SAWZALL, sawzall.
Sawzall. So either way, yeah, because he was like, yeah, I don't want to use this thing ever. And it's funny that she's the one who uses it here, because she's like, all right, we need to not connect our arms. So she decides she's gonna saw it
That's
off. She gets him all
the
liquored up, and
worst thing to use.
yeah.
I mean, like, I guess it would work, but like, God, the teeth on that, there's different kind. I'm gonna get in
Oh no,
technical.
this is
As
this is a
people who know
if you
sawzalls,
know, you know.
there's different blades for different material. Okay, finer teeth, bigger. teeth wider apart, for either wood or for metal, whatever you're cutting through. And the blade they have on that thing is not the blade that I would want cutting through my skin. That's all I'm going to say. There would be a better blade to use. Either way, it would still suck. But yeah, she's gonna freaking saw them. She's gonna try
Yeah,
to saw through the webbing that's attaching their their
that's a no
forearms to
go.
each other.
That's a no go for me.
No, it's fuck.
Yeah, and it's ooh, it looks like they just saw it through, and all of a sudden it cuts to them on other sides of the kitchen, like just
Yeah,
exhausted.
that was one of my gripes with this movie that it didn't show more of that part because they were through the trailer and everything, they were really hyping that part. And
Yeah.
it barely shows
And
anything.
that's one of the parts of the trailer. That's one of the parts of like the promotional photos.
Yeah.
Um, and I guarantee you it was a like ratings board, like, hey, we'll have to rate this if you do that. But then again, it's like then you see Terrifier, they do much worse stuff. I don't I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
Maybe they who knows? That would have been cool to see though. I was a little because they showed all this other stuff. Yet the one thing that would have been like, oh man, sawing through that, that would have been perfect. All blood spurting everywhere. We don't really we see like a split second, then boom, done.
Yeah.
Um, and they're both just out of it, sitting on the kitchen floor and trying to figure out what's going on. Like they have no clue. And they're both going to try to get to the bottom of things. So Millie decides that she's just going to go talk to Jamie next door, and Tim's going to go to the underground tunnel again. And this is where we finally find our monstrosity. So, going back to that Greek mythology thing about the four-armed, two-faced, four-legged creature, as Tim is down in the cave, he finds the missing couple, but they are not fused together. They are a monstrous looking, and it looks cool. It's a cool practical effect monster looking thing. And he's freaking out about it, and he's able to just barely escape leaving. And obviously the monster
Doesn't
thing's
he
finally
stab it? I
he
think he
stabs
stabs
it.
it in the neck or
And then, yeah,
something.
he stabs it and he's just running out because they're basically just trying to say, "Help me, help us, help us." But he's like, "Nah, I ain't doing that." He just runs out. And as that's
Fuck.
happening, Millie goes to Jamie's house, can't find him, but she sees this room in the back, and there's this old VHS video playing, and it's that cult that they were talking about. And the cult is it's like going through like their rituals, and it shows it actually shows Jamie and his husband, and they're merging together into one. Ooh. And of course, Jamie comes and is like, hey, so yeah, that's what it's about. And you can't fight it. You know, it makes sense. You can fuse together. It'll be the best thing for you both. And she's freaking out. So she's able to run out. But I can't remember for some reason. I meant to go back and check it, but she starts bleeding profusely out of a wound, maybe because she fell, or do you remember how?
Uh, so yeah, she goes back and he also runs back, and then this is where they're far apart. Are you talking about when they're in the driveway and they're like far apart?
Mhm.
And then they start going at each other again.
Yeah,
Uh,
and yeah, okay. That's it. Okay. It's after that. So then she's running out because obviously Jamie's a freaky looking guy, and now he's saying that, hey, we're part of a cult that you can fuse together, and you know you shouldn't go past it.
yeah.
And they both are meeting each other, and yeah, they start slowly trying to connect to each other. But what happens is Millie like gets this really bad wound, like gash gushing blood wound.
No, she fucking slices. She does that to herself.
Yeah, she
She
does it
tries.
herself, right?
Yeah, she tries to kill herself. She slices her fucking forearm open,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and just to free Tim, and he's like, "What? No!" Like, no, don't do that. One,
Yeah,
two, yeah, and then she comes to, and you see that
and
he put his hand around it,
mhm,
and that stopped the blood, or
yes,
that
okay.
kept the blood flowing.
I don't know why I forgot that part. I just remember, like, she was bleeding profusely, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna save you." I just missed that split second, but yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
that she actually did it to herself. So, basically, at this point, they realize that they need each other or they will die, with Millie's already bleeding out, so he is able to, yeah, share his body with her, and they go back into the house, and this is where we get the final scene, which
Oh, you didn't even bring up
Oh, mhm.
the vinyl record in this,
Ah,
because way earlier she talks about, oh, first time we met, he found out that I like Spice Girls or whatever,
oh, yep, yep,
and then
yep.
he bought me the record, and so he puts on the record, and it's the song to become one.
Ah,
It's
yeah,
literally to become one,
I
and
love that.
they're like, yeah, and he puts that record on.
Mhm.
I was like, dude, Spice Girls on
Spice
on
Girls
vinyl?
and one that has to do with the theme of togetherness, yeah.
Yep.
And as this yeah, I remember it because yeah, he puts that on, and
The
as they're
slow
playing, like,
dance.
they both decide, yeah, they're gonna dance with each other, but as they're slowly dancing, their body starts their bodies start morphing into one, and it's a very slow looking, like, bones are reshaping, skin is kind of folding over it. It yeah, it's a whole thing. It looks very bizarre. And as they're slowly coming into being one, it like cuts away, and then we get a ring at the door. And hey, I've throughout the movie they were talking about how the parents would come and Millie's parents would come and visit them. And well,
It so yeah, it cuts to the next scene, and then it pans across everything, and everything's clean. The
yeah,
doorbell rings, and there's 3 plates. The table is set for 3 people, and you're
mhm.
like, "Huh." And then, yeah,
And then we see Timmy,
Emily,
and
Emily.
it's a bizarre sight because it's like it's half Millie, half Tim with like the hair of Millie, but the
The
face is
only other part that I just didn't like how they looked.
it looked it yeah,
It was weird, but, like, I liked that they fused together. It was just like, I don't know,
yeah.
I don't know.
It would have been
CG,
cool if
obviously CGI.
the CG didn't help, but it would have been cool if they turned into one of those monsters because that I don't know, I felt like that's what they were leading up to, so that's what I was assuming. It's like, oh, so we see the monster down in the tunnel, and since they're so incompatible, that's what's gonna happen to them because that couple was incompatible with each other, but I guess they found a way to become compatible, and but that's fine. It
It was the sacrifice he
was a
made,
sacrifice he made. Yeah, that's true. All right,
probably.
and that's the movie. So, well, we already talked about kind of scenes that stuck out. Obviously, you put the sex scene and the hair scene. Ooh, yeah, the hair one was a incredibly gross one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, some of those body scenes were particularly good. Performances from actors. So this is where I kind of had my this is the reason why it wasn't a so high for me. It was still really good. I still loved it, and I watched it twice, and I still really liked it. Alison Brie, obviously excellent. Love her as an actress. She can do no wrong in my eyes. Dave Franco, though, I just could not get behind his performance. And I know it's a body horror, so I'm not looking for like A plus performances that are like Oscar worthy, but I don't know, something about him just wasn't. I know they're an actually married couple, so that did help with some realism and stuff, but that was my one thing. I just wasn't a fan of his acting. Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's
That
fair.
was that was the one
I
downside for
thought
me,
so.
really. Yeah.
Interesting.
But I mean, with with a movie where they have to spend so much time together, it does. I guess it does make not together. It does make sense that they chose an actual married couple. So, and they're both actors. Yeah. Anyway,
I think they were
um,
both producers on it.
oh, they have. Oh, okay, so that helps too. So yeah, a lot of the great practical effects. Sorry, CGI at the end was as polished as it could be, but that the morphing scene at the end kind of took me out of it a little because we had all this great practical stuff, and it was
It
just kind
showed
of
too much morphing,
yeah. Yeah, I they
too
could have
much.
done that
Like the
like
whole body shot of them being like, "Rah."
yeah, I mean, The Substance did something similar to that, but it looked great because it was
It's
all
ridiculous.
practical,
Yeah.
and so it's yeah, yeah. So, on my second watch, I still enjoy this movie, and you put that it's still your
Oh,
top 3 from last year.
yes.
Mm,
I would. Yes.
yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'd say, and now that we're finishing up 2025, it's I I would truly say Sinners, Weapons, Begonia for me. Those 3 were the ones that just blew me away. Um, And yes, I'm so happy to see. I know what there was a group, our film group chat. We're talking a lot about Sinners getting all these nominations, but I loved every single millisecond of that film, and I think it's just such a beautiful achievement to have a mixture of a drama, of a historical drama, of horror, of romance. Weapons was one of the best horror movies I've seen in a bit, like more recent films. And then Begonia, obviously, I'm obsessed with Yorgos. I mean, Kinds of Kindness last year was my favorite film the entire year. So the fact that he came out with another excellent film just the following year, it was like he can do no wrong. He just needs to never stop making movies. But this one is up in my top 10. I would say it's just on the like the ninth or 10th. It's a little bit lower for me. I'd put Ugly Stepsister a little bit above this for body horror because that was just, whew,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, I would, yeah, top 5 for sure. Like
Hmm.
for the horror movies from last year. Is Begonia a horror movie or not?
Um,
Thriller, science fiction,
yeah,
comedy.
it, yeah.
That's funny.
Gosh, yeah. I need
Yeah,
to
I
watch
would
that.
Begonia, dude. Have you seen Eddington?
I have not, but it is it's on HBO Max now. Don't have no chance to see
Oh
it.
man,
I was catching up on a lot of the Oscar films, so
fucking
I
Ari
watched one
Aster.
battle after another. I loved it, by the way. I also watched If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Watch it. A24. It was the most anxiety-inducing movie I've seen in a while.
Hmm.
It's psychological.
That
It's not really
sounds
horror, but
familiar.
oh my gosh.
If I had
Please,
legs.
everybody. It's not technically horror, but it's horror of another kind. I was anxious for most of the last part of the film, and I felt really weird for the rest of the night because it's just
Oh, that
okay,
movie.
it's really good. It's really good.
I remember seeing the trailer.
Please, everyone, watch together and watch If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Rose Byrne better. I know they only got one Oscar nomination. That was for Best Actress, but I think she deserves it. She did phenomenal. Oh, anyway, yeah, I just watched it last night, so I'm pretty stoked on it. Anyway,
Oh,
let's talk about. So yeah, you talked about there's some Spice Girls in there, but let's talk about the score because the score was done by a guy named Cornell Wilczek, and he did the score for Bring Her Back too.
yeah, I'm listening to it right now,
Yeah, yeah.
actually.
So I did a little bit of notes on it. In the very beginning score, the opening score, it's the hikers, very ambient, slow atmosphere, very dissonant strings with a lot of woodwinds. I appreciate that he's able to meld traditional symphony with a lot of weird new age stuff. So we'll get this like really interesting like Middle Eastern theme that's just barely this overlaid all of this dissonance, and then it goes into like psycho, like staccato, like dang, 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 like that.
Huh.
Very, very cool as a starting theme. Much of the score throughout, as I listen to it, is basically a lot of symphony with a lot of weird new age elements. So one of them called the Ultimate Intimacy track had throat singing, had the like that stuff.
King Gizzard does that.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Oh
mean,
man.
very cool, very cool. Then
Or
there was the
yeah, like Dune shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't even know how you fucking
You have to have your tongue at the top of your like that's I got you have to like move your mouth. Yeah.
What?
It's cool stuff. I love it.
Motor
Yeah. By the time
spirit. Sorry.
oh, I see what you did there. By the time we get to see now I know those references. By the time we get to three-legged race, music builds with intense percussive strings and like an alarm sound. That's the section where they start like finally start connecting, literally. And then a lot of the other tracks after that, we kind of get like, the kind of the same. We get a build up, freaking string noises with weird, ominous sounding and like sounding voices. Then we get times where like the track 23 likes, like it's like woodwind notes or just single notes, but they're playing like backwards. It's like so
Let
it
me
sounds
see. Oh,
really cool.
that's the next song. Let me see here.
Yeah. And then the standout track for me was called Thirsty All Over. It's got a very sonorous sound. It's almost like a full melody, but it's got this really creepy undertone of caution. So it's really cool. Yeah. Yeah.
23 likes. Oh, also forgot about the part where she's all like when she tries to kill herself, she's like, "Can you change my status to be right back dying?"
Oh, yeah.
BRB dying. So
That's funny.
oh,
Yeah. Oh gosh. Well, yeah, so obviously a lot of the music is similar to what we're hearing now. Creepy, creepy undertones.
Bat King right there, number 2.
Yep. Over the top, like, over the top of all of it, it's like this sonorous like melodies, but they're like atonal, which is really cool. They're sometimes major, sometimes minor. They go back and forth. And then there's times where near the end we get like some added elements of like distorted guitars and percussion. So I really like what this guy does, and I love the Bring Her Back score too, which I wish we would have talked more about. But that was my goal for 2026, is to talk more about the music, and this had a really cool score. I like to learn. I like to hear more of Cornell Wilczek's stuff in the future. Well, do you want to talk about the actors and crew then?
Yeah. He did talk to me as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Actors and crew, very small.
Yeah.
Dave Franco as Tim, Allison Brie as Millie, Damon Harriman as Jamie, and Mia Morrissey as Kath.
And that's her cool Australian friend.
Over onto the crew. Yeah, producers Allison Brie, Dave Franco, Eric Feig, Max Silva, and 8 other people helped produce this. Writer was Michael Shanks, who also directed it. Casting by Kate Leonard and Allison Telford.
Mhm.
Editor Sean Lahiff. Cinematography by Jermaine McMicking.
McMicken.
McMicking. I like that.
Mhm.
Lighting, Ruru Reedy, Boaz Hunter Smith.
I love these names.
I know. Ruru.
Ruru Reedy.
That's like awesome.
Mhm.
Camera operators, Justin Besser, Marty Smith, and Jensen Cope. Production design by Nicholas Dare. Art direction, Sam Jameson. Special effects, Sam Louise and Herman Olgwin. The
Mhm.
director, Michael Shanks, he only did a couple short films before
Yeah.
this.
There's not much
And
on him. I tried to look.
another
I mean,
first
he's
feature
another
length.
debut like this, and our director for Ugly Stepsisters. So a great year for debut horror or horror directors. So very,
So
very
the
cool.
shorts are let's see, Time Trap from 2014 and then rebooted in 2019 and parked in 2019.
Mm,
And something called Hotel, 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 Hotel.
okay, that's a lot of hotels.
4 hotels.
Hmm.
Oh
So
man.
yeah, so
All
this
short
movie,
films, yeah.
yeah, that's cool. I know. So Michael Shanks, hopefully we'll have more about him in the future, because what a great start to a career here with the solid body horror. So August 1st, 2025 is when this came out in the USA and Australia, where most of it was filmed. It had a budget of, no alternate name for it, a budget of 7 million, and then a box office of 34.5, which, hey, for a brand new director and like, that's pretty darn good. Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 89% critics and 76% from the audience. So I think well deserved. I think so. I'd be more on the 76, 75%. I think I would have given it a little bit more if it weren't for, yeah, just Dave Franco. I know,
I
I
was on
know,
the like 89. I
but
think I gave
it's
it
still good, still really good.
I gave it like 4.5 stars, I think.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I did like 3.5. I think I did 4 actually. I think I did a solid 4. I would, and if not,
Let's
I'd change it
look.
to a 4 now. So
Oh wait, I did a solid 4.
yeah,
I think I
okay.
went from 4.5 to 4. I did.
Mm, okay,
So
well, fair
Justin.
enough. Yeah, for me, when I rate stuff, it's like half star is
You gave
unwatchable,
it
1 star is like
you
probably
gave it 3.5.
oh, I'd probably give it a 4 now I've seen it a second time. So I'll make sure to change that. But either way, where can you watch this? Well, you can buy the darn thing or
Buy it.
watch it on Hulu, but that's where we get to this. Kill it, watch it, or buy it.
Buy it.
Well,
No
you
contest. No contest. This was one that I asked for Christmas. I got for Christmas.
yeah, and I got it from you too, so thank you. That was really nice. And I'm glad I have it because I had more appreciation for it with the behind the scenes stuff and just kind of like watching it again. And I think it's one that I probably will watch again at some point, and maybe I will grow to understand Dave Franco's performance and be like, not be as harsh because really it wasn't that
It's okay.
bad.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
okay.
it's like Alison Brie, who's just a starlet in just everything she does, and then Dave Franco. It's like I know I'm not gonna be harsh on him because he did the best. He did a good job with what he could do. But Alison Brie's always fun, and it's a good movie. It's this is what I want all romance movies to be like from now on. I no more rom-coms. Just make them really toxic body horror from now on,
Yeah.
please. I hate rom-coms so much, except for Along Came Polly and Chasing Amy, I guess is technically a rom-com. That's probably it.
What?
I have a
Wow.
deep hatred for rom-coms.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know the last time I watched one, so I don't
There's
know.
not a single rom-com question on the trivia because I will not go down that road.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be it for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a 5-star review wherever you are listening to this episode.
Yes, and of course, make sure to give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on TikTok as well, where we're always posting stuff. Obviously, Dustin likes to do a little overview of films that he watched at the theater, and you can also
Lately, it's just been Twin Peaks.
yeah, which is fun. Who doesn't like Twin
Which is
Peaks? And if you don't, why are you
awesome.
listening to us? No, I'm kidding.
Seeing all of Twin Peaks.
That is cool. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure to go
Actually,
to
not all of it. I
return.
lied because they're
Big
purposely
skip.
skipping 9 episodes.
And I wonder why they chose those. Anyway, it's fine. That's probably because Lich was involved with those episodes, set episode.
Yeah.
It makes sense, I guess. But
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some good stuff in there. But
Yeah.
anyway, make sure to also follow us on Letterboxd, where we put up the movies we discuss as well as other movies we watch because we all watch way too many movies. Dustin, what is your Letterboxd?
I've been slowing down on the I've been slowing down on the movies, but my letterbox is Dustin at HFMM pod. Yeah, I've been playing Silent Hill F.
That's okay. I have that game too, and I've been playing it. And I'm Kevin HFM Pod, but I have been doing I'm trying to watch all of the Oscar nomination movies. But I'm not gonna watch F1. I'm sorry.
Dude, no. Watch that movie is actually awesome.
Okay.
That was a movie I went and I saw by myself in the theater last year. And I was like, all right, there might be some cool stuff. No, that is a good
Okay.
drama action movie. And you need to like be in it. It's long, but like that movie is actually really good.
All right.
There's a part where I was like, oh, because like
Oh.
you're like, whoa.
All right, fair
Yeah,
enough.
I have it. I asked for that for Christmas.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah, that movie is good. And even Addie was like, "What are you talking about? It's a car movie." I'm like, "I don't know. It is a good movie."
I
Sorry.
will give it a watch.
Sorry,
then.
I was just like, "No, you need to."
I on the list that I put, I said no to F1 and Avatar. So I'll take the F1 off, but I'm definitely not watching Avatar.
You don't know, yeah.
I didn't like the first one, and I haven't watched the 5 other sequels. It's Pocahontas, but with blue people. That's all it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. I know we lost a few fans right there, but
I will allow. I only saw the first Avatar. I didn't see.
Yeah. After that, I was just like, "This is what
F1
everyone's so
though.
excited about." Okay, F1. I'll watch it.
And if you don't like it, I'll be like,
at least I'll say I watched it. Okay.
I'll be like, man, that movie is good.
Well, sweet. Well, what are we doing next then?
Well, next week is Friday the 13th, and we haven't had one of those in a long time. So we kind of do things on the fly here. We say we have a plan, but sometimes we change the plan here. at the Horror Flicks and Music Mix podcast.
Yep.
And that plan is to review Friday the 13th,
Part 5.
part 5,
Damn enchiladas.
because we've done 1 through 4, and we've done 6 as an off thing for Crypticon a couple of years ago.
Oh, yes.
But now this would complete that gap.
We're watching the worst one. Mhm.
Not the worst one.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have that debate because I know I'm the weird one
It's not the
that likes a
worst.
certain movie that everyone else hates. I know.
But we are watching one that's like, meh.
Yeah, it is very meh.
The damn enchiladas though. So we're doing that, and then I was like, oh my god, what are we doing? Scream is my favorite movie of all time, and Scream 7 is coming out at the end of the month.
Mhm.
And our co-host Kendra on the vinyl edition, Scream is also her favorite movie.
There you go.
And it's also the 30th anniversary of Scream that came out in 1996. So I was like, Kevin, I didn't give him an option. I was
No,
like,
I thought it was gonna happen already,
I was like, we gotta do all the Screams. We already did 3. So
So
yeah,
now we'll do 1 and 2, and I love all the Screams. 3 even after watching it that, like, 3rd or 4th time, I was like, "Okay," but I love 1, obviously, and 2, that's the one that when I was renting 'em at the video store, that's the one I rented the most. I loved 2. I don't
yeah.
know what it was, just 2
Actually,
was my jam.
I gotta go finish that after this.
Oh, word, there you go.
Because I am rewatching them,
Yeah.
but also I'm gonna be rewatching them for the podcast. So I'm watching all 6 movies at least 2 times this month.
And sweet. I will do the same then. I'll start with Scream 1, just, it's my comfort film.
But that's what we're doing. So we're doing
Okay.
Friday the 13th, and then we're doing Scream, and then about March, I don't know, we'll see. We also want to do some interviews. So if you are uh, listening to this and you are a part of, if you're a horror lover, or if you're part of the film industry or anything,
Or any horror
shoot
community
us an
whatsoever.
email. Yeah, shoot us an
Mhm,
email, hfmmpodcast@gmail.com.
mhm. And just
Yeah.
talking to you guys about films, about scores, about music, about things coming up. If we can give you a shout out on like, if you have like a blog or if you have a YouTube channel or any of that, we'd love to get. There's so many great horror people out there. I try to always do my best to look for new podcasts or YouTube channels, and I find some really good ones. And I'd love to get those people on from all across the world. So hopefully we'll do that within the next few days here. Yeah.
Until then.
Until then, stick
Until
together.
until then, yeah, stay together.